Hello and welcome back to the Cupcake Jemma channel with me, Gemma. Now before I get on with the recipe, I want to tell you some news, and that is because we've started doing regular live streams. That's right. So they're going to give you access, all areas really, access to me and the team. We're going to show you behind the scenes stuff here at the studio, downstairs in the bakery, even over at the shop. You'll be able to connect with us directly during those live streams, so you can ask us questions or even tell us a bit about yourselves so we can get to know you a bit better. It's a really great way for us to connect. But anyway, you came here for a recipe, something really tasty, and I've got it here, guys. I've got something really delicious and really, really easy for you. I love a Rice Krispie treat. It's like one of those simple pleasures, like from your childhood. And we made a kind of pimped up version of it for the book, the cereal fun bar, which was the first recipe that we shared when the book came out. And it is really delicious. And I haven't been able to stop thinking about how we can make it even better. And I kind of got obsessed with making it chocolatey, like making a chocolate version. And that is what I've done. So this is going to be packed full of really, really chocolatey cereal. It's also going to have dark chocolate, cacao nibs, those lovely marshmallows to get it really nice and stretchy. And then it's going to be finished with dark chocolate, lovely white chocolate swirls, and then topped with more of that delicious stuff. And it's even going to have little Rolos inside so that when you cut through, you get some like caramel ooziness. Honestly, these are so good, so delicious, and it really literally takes like less than an hour. If you need something quick, this is your guy. So I'm gonna start by mixing all my cereals and my additional bits and bobs together in a big bowl. You wanna make sure this bowl is nice and big. So I have all the chocolatier cereals I could find. I've got Cocoa Pops here, which is gonna make up the bulk of it. Then I have two different kinds of other chocolatey cereal. I've got these like giant pops and hoops. I've got cacao nibs. I've got some lovely dark chocolate here. This is 50% chocolate. And of course, I've got some marshmallows. And last but not least, I have Rolos, but I have put them in the freezer because Rolos have got like a really sort of milk chocolate, not super high quality, let's just be honest. And it will melt really easily. So I've put them in the freezer so that when I put the hot mixture on it, they won't just melt instantly. So I'm going to pop those in as well. And then give all of that a really good mix with your hands, or you can toss it about. Right, that is looking lovely and mixed. So now we need to make all the hot bits. So I'm going to start by burning butter. You could just use melted butter, but I think this, I think burning the butter makes it a really lovely nutty flavour. It just really intensifies all that nice butteriness. So just pop that into a pan, and then you're going to brown it by putting it over a medium heat. Let it sit there, let it melt, and when it starts to bubble, you want to start stirring it, and do that every now and then because the milk solids are going to start to brown, and you want to make sure they do that evenly. It'll take a few minutes of bubbling and browning, but eventually you'll have a lovely golden liquid with lots of little dark brown flecks in it. Turn the heat off and immediately put in your marshmallows. Now it's going to fill the pan, so be careful when you're stirring it. You want to make sure all the hot butter mixes with the marshmallows and they kind of get all flumpy. They'll start to melt. It might feel like it'll never happen, but it will. And then when it gets to this sort of stage, you can add your remaining ingredients. So I have a little bit of dark chocolate here, a little bit of cocoa powder, and a bit of salt for flavour. So give that all a really good stir. It will never become like super duper combined, so don't worry too much about getting it like really sort of homogeneous, but what we've got here is a lovely sort of brown flumpy mixture, and we're going to pour that straight on top of our cereal. And then working quickly and confidently, just give it all a really good stir. It does set quite quickly, so you want to make sure you're really getting in there with your spatula, turning it all over, cutting it all through. And then once it's thoroughly mixed, you can put it into your tin. I'm using an 8-inch greased lined tin here. So plop it all in and then use your palette knife or a spatula to just press it into all those corners. You don't want to pack it too tight, otherwise it can be difficult to eat, but you do want to make it nice and level so we can have a nice level top. That's looking pretty good. So now all I need to do is to set this in the fridge for 20 minutes to half an hour, ready for the topping. So this has been in the fridge for half an hour, and as you can see, it's nice and set, so it's ready to have the top bit put on, and that is really simple, guys. I'm just putting chocolate on it. So I've got dark chocolate. Again, I'm using 50%. If you wanted to use milk chocolate, you could. If you wanted to go crazy and use dark chocolate for a little bit more intenseness, that's up to you. But I've just already melted some here. I'm just gonna pour that all over the top. And then just using a palette knife, or you could even just tip the tin, just level that out, get it into all the corners and the edges. Oh my gosh, it looks so luscious already. And I also have some white chocolate, which I've melted here in a piping bag to drizzle on the top. You could just do this with like a spoon or a fork if you like, but I've got lots of piping bags in my cupboard, so why not use them? And then if you want to, you can just grab a little skewer and just wiggle those through to create some really lovely swirls as well. To finish, I am going to put a little bit of everything that's inside. So I have all my cereals here. I've also got some Rolos. I didn't explain Rolos. I just kind of assumed that everyone knows what a Rolo is. But if you're not from this country and you don't have Rolos, this is a Rolo. It's basically a delicious, perfectly sized chocolate and caramel morsel. It's so good. Such a childhood thing for me. Anyway, I've cut some up. I'm going to put them on the top as well. I'm just going to go for it. And there it is. What a beast. I actually don't think I can put this whole thing in my mouth, so I'm gonna just cut a little bit off it because, you know, I don't wanna wear my jaw out. But anyway, you can see all the lovely bits and bobs. So we've got the Rolo, which over time, if throughout the day, will just kind of start to slowly ooze out and become very dramatic. Got all the lovely marshmallows, all that chocolate, got the crispy, crunchy cereal. So let's have a little bite. I'm gonna have to get the Rolo in there, obviously. I'm glad I cut it into a little piece. That's so nice. It's like the cereal bar has like grown up and graduated or like come of age. I feel like a proud mum. It's so nice. It's got everything I love in a Rice Krispie treat. So it's got the crispy cereal, sort of salty sweetness, and the stretch of the marshmallow. This is really nice, and I'm getting a bit of caramel as well. Yum. If you're anything like me, you're going to be taking little slivers off with your knife every time you walk past it. So I'm actually going to take these downstairs to the bakery to share them. Otherwise, I'm literally going to eat the whole lot. But speaking of the bakery, these are going to be available in the shop this weekend. So make sure you head to Crumbs Doilies Soho if you're in the area to grab yourself a piece of this. And who knows, if you like it enough, maybe it'll stay on the menu. If you do make this, don't forget to take pictures. Use the hashtag Cupcake Jemma so we can see. We love seeing your bakes. And in the meantime, happy cereal action, happy Bake Club investigation. And yeah, we'll be back next week. See you later.